Greetings! This is the Solo Gamer. You call me Matt. And I am back because shit has gone down and I feel like talking about, but given the subject matter, I don't feel like talking about, well, playing like violent shooters or nothing right now for some reason. But I have been diving into this little game, the new Double Dragon game. Yeah, that's the stuff. And I have to say, it's amazing. It has a tremendous amount of content, artwork, all kinds of stuff. Some people did not like its art style. I get that. I think it's fine. It works perfectly for the game itself. It definitely is a different thing, though, compared to, say, some of the older Double Dragon games or Dragon Neon. But this game just nails that feeling of retro, old school Double Dragon. Now, one reason I did want to bring up this game before we get into the gameplay and I'll talk about some of the other subjects is its music. As you're going to hear, that's the main theme. It's a remix of that original theme song. There's the character selection screen. Sound familiar? Hope it does. It should. And then every song comes from one part or another of the Double Dragon legacy. There it is. For me, my favorite one is I love the old Super Double Dragon, even though I know it's a butchered port of Return of the Double Dragon for the Famicom. But it was still a lot of fun. It had some really great music, particularly it had some really good background things. My favorite is this one. I've actually commented on this to the guy who wrote it and congratulated him on making such an amazing remix. But the original casino theme for that game, which they actually stole that from another sector, had a real repetitive symphony, just and just that's sort of how it ran in the background, and then added more stuff as playing. Well, this guy remixed it and completely re-envisioned it. Listen to this. Yeah, see, that's how you remix classic tunes. You give them energy, you give them force, you give them life. You don't just slap some new instruments on it all day, you give it something new. And this guy did this with all of it. He struck everything he found. He updated it in a fantastic way. Credit where it's due. The composer's a brilliant composer. But anyway, I'm gonna start a new game. Just to sort of demonstrate how it works. You can play different stuff, 2-player co-op or 1-player tag. You can set your continuing type. You can set all kinds of different things, and it changes how you play. It also changes how many rewards you get at the end of each level. You can change your health levels, the revive cost, the upgrade cost, the stats, the aggression. And other than that, like, the story is pretty much the typical stuff. It's, post-nuclear New York. Fighting's broken out, 4 different gangs, all of which are from different Double Dragons. The Killers are from the original game. The Duke and the Royals are from Super Double Dragon. Anubis, I forget, based on the Egyptian theming from the third game. And then the Chinese girl, I don't know if she's from 4 or from 2. But yeah, basically Marion gets injured. You help her out, and it's like, all right, let's get to business and start causing some chaos. And you have the standard Billy and Jimmy, but then you've also got all these guys who are unlockable, including the bosses and the bonus characters as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run Billy as my primary. But since this is a 2-player game, you can also take a secondary character. In this case, I'm taking Anubis, who I have not played as before. So like this is Jimmy's moveset. That's each character has their own unique moves and abilities, and they each play differently. I actually like him. He is amazingly weird. He plays like the other Jimmy. He plays like the other Lee brothers, but he plays much more of a defensive fighting style. It's way more like almost, I guess you'd say it's sort of like lazy, and it actually is part of his theme. Is he's much more laid back than the other two. So once you pick a level, you have to decide where you're going to start and who's going to be your first opponent. And typically, after playing the game multiple times, I figured out the best starting point is start with the crime boss in the Japanese level. Then it's after that it's Killers, Royals, and then Anubis, or the Triangle as they call it. Yeah, you start here because after each fight, then the other surviving gangs level up and get stronger and become more difficult. And then it adds more challenge to each level. So by starting with these guys, you take out one of the hardest opponents in the game almost immediately. Now you notice I'm also collecting money and other stuff. Yep. Jimmy got that tornado kick. Got running moves. Got nothing specials. Got the flying knee. And yes, the enemies have weapons, and yes, they will use against you. But now you'll notice we're about to switch out, and I got Anubis, who now fights very differently. He's a little bit more of a bruiser than the faster Lee brothers. And does most of his stuff, as far as I can tell, through illusion and manipulation. See? Misdirection, illusion, and manipulation. He's also slow, but he hits hard with that staff is, which if you pay attention, it's motorcycle parts. It's all motorcycle parts. Surprise! Yes, the enemies change their moves and sets depending upon how you fight. So you can actually get in a situation where your enemy will outmatch you. It is not uncommon. Wow. I'll change over to Billy. And the next set of enemies will probably come at me more aggressively because I'm doing much much faster, but I'm also more vulnerable. But
Thank you.
Billy picked up weapons,
Lucky
whereas
me.
Anubis. Hi. Yeah, all of the Anubis moves are essentially built into the idea of misdirection, trickery, deception, all that. All right, boss time.
I won't go easy.
Yeah, sorry. You will. Like at level 3, she is arguably one of the hardest opponents in the game. At level 1, she is literally a cakewalk. Like even though you will take some damage, she's not that hard. You just grab these to fill her back up. I didn't get it. You go. The moment you take her down, any other enemy is instantly defeated, just like a traditional Double Dragon game. Now here's where it gets interesting. This game is also a roguelike. Not roguelike, roguelike. Because it's each run is unique, and you get certain upgrades that you can choose from every time. Gonna do the life up on that one. Revenge, yeah. At every level you finish, you get a power-up, which means as you go, you get more power-ups, so the levels get harder and harder and harder and harder and harder. Yeah, stop whining about it. See, now all the mercs are coming out to play, so.
Mission select!
See, her headquarters is now in ruin, but now the others are building up and becoming more powerful as a result. The reason I always save him for last is, despite the fact that he's level one of the harder ones to get through at level 3, at level 3, his boss fight is arguably the simplest. He's powerful, don't get me wrong, he can damage you really badly, but it's such a he's slow and a huge target. So as long as you can keep out of range of his attacks, you'll literally just be beating away the entire round. It's paradoxical how easy he is comparatively. Yeah, save me the story. I already know it. Here come the bad guys. Crowd control. So, how do you do a crowd control? You have to take out 3 or more opponents in a single attack. And what's notable is that it must be a special attack. And crowd control, it instantly generates food.
That's good.
And there's actually a setting in the game where if you leave it on, it has a pause button. When you
What the?
So I got three here. I got a hot dog. Or get a burger. Get 5, it's a turkey, which I didn't get in the last one because there just never was enough enemies to get it right. Some characters, they do. I mean, their whole thing is just how absolutely ridiculously easy it is to do crowd control. But they're not that good in a one-on-one fight. So Anubis here is absolutely when it comes to doing one-on-one, when it comes to doing crowd control, because most of his attacks are all about matching moves. He can literally fight multiple targets just by switching back and forth between his ranged and melee abilities. He also has teleports and other stuff that makes him really effective at getting around enemy attacks. The downside is he's actually slow compared to the Lee brothers. Even when running, he doesn't gain much of a boost. So you have to know how to use them right. There's other characters that just like it burn off a Bobo. They all have their speed limit. But on the plus side, they have special moves or abilities that gives them the ability to fight. That move doesn't do damage, but the enemy is now destroying it. You can slam them around in the and jump attack is literally just a teleport. Other characters get like a slam attack like that, but my turn. His is not. So. Another thing, special moves can break an opponent's shield if they have them. So like the big guys that can tank a few hits, so if you hit him with the run attack or the special, it can break that attack. Bonus to you, it can give you a momentary edge to break away from their attack. And as you can tell, I've been playing this a lot. I've gotten really good. But like these guys, they'll swing and swipe and all that, but if you catch them, they will actually dodge your moves. Then I can tag out with Anubis, and he immediately breaks their attack and they can get out. I still take damage, but it isn't as bad if I had taken the whole combo. Gone. Now I can just grab the hot dog and reach it. Get your back, it's full health. It's good to go. See, now, I've already done my 5 crowd control, so now I have to do 50 special KOs. Which is done if you have the right character. Because some characters, special KOs can just stack them up. See, 12 already.
Lucky me.
You'll note I get coins and money constantly in this game. And that's just kind of the way it goes. Like every character plays a little differently. Billy and Jimmy have very different styles. Billy is more laid back, more calm and defensive. Jimmy is exceedingly aggressive, very brutal.
Let's do this.
Linda is a sort of ranged zone trapper where the whip and everything allows her to trap you and keep you pinned down. But it also means that she leaves herself vulnerable constantly because she'll throw out an attack and then catch her off guard. On the other hand, she'll do buttloads of damage if she lands a hit.
That's good.
See? Broke right out of her attack. Special kill. Boom. She's down. One more stage to finish, and we're done with this round. But now you'll see I have another option to update. One of them is automatic health regeneration. The other one is massive increase to special move abilities. The thing is, these stack. Like, they aren't individual. They actually come as part of the package. So you can upgrade your characters and then actually apply them both ways depending upon the upgrade. Some upgrades are universal, some upgrades are independent.
Thank you.
You know, like if you're at full health, the food gives you money. So it actually incentivizes you to grab everything. And nuke the rat. Better. Okay. So anyway, now that I've got you more or less caught up on how Double Dragon works in this new engine, basically, what's on my mind having been last weekend was chaotic ass walk. Pardon the cursing, but yeah, no. If you aren't familiar, which at this point, how could you not have heard? But Trump, as part of his re-election, his campaign, had some sort of a rally or big event over in Butler, Pennsylvania, which I guess apparently that state is actually played it this time, just like it was the first time. But
that's good.
But oh yeah, pick it up, whack, whack. But while he was there, someone tried to kill him, like straight up assassination, round at his face type deal. And what I understand is they believe it's a 2-2-3, and they believe it was some kind of lone shooter, though they're not sure yet. I have my doubts. But apparently there's a belief that he was radicalized. There's been a lot of arguments back and forth that the guy was a Republican. It's like, oh crap. All his days looked like he's a Democrat who tried to vote in Nikki Haley. But he got the shooter got murked immediately. Like, I mean, we're talking, they spotted him and he was dead instantly, so. Come here. But what's probably the biggest, like, meme of the situation is, after getting hit, Trump was, of course, mobbed by the Secret Service, who were trying to get him off the stage and out of danger. Dude stands up with blood coming out of his ear, because apparently the round hit his ear. You see in the video, he turned his head, not like a fraction of a second before it hit. Like, just the absolute timing of it is psychopathic. Like, that was crazy. But what's amazing is, he was turning towards a member of the crowd or something. He was reacting to someone else's, or some other thing in his point. And you see him, like, swiping his ear. It's like he got hit. And then several more shots ring out, and he gets knocked down. And what's crazy about it, he gets up as they're trying to haul him away, and he literally refuses to leave. Like, they're trying to drag him out, he stands up, holds up his fist, and he chants to the crowd to fight. Like, dude's not even stopping. He took a bullet and he's like, nah, I ain't done, bitch. I still got more to do. And so essentially what happened was that he's now, I mean, they're expecting that the election's over at this point. Like, there's a lot of discussion in the media that this whole thing has essentially catapulted Trump to the lead. And rightly so. Because in a lot of ways, this is the final nail of the lie about the whole situation. For years, they called him every name in the book, calling him Hitler, calling him all this other shit. Now someone is actually actively taking a shot at the guy, and he not only tanked it, got up and cheered to the crowd, but then apparently he was back up and rocking and rolling the next day. They showed the injury, like it looks like he clipped his ear, so he got lucky enough that it wasn't like a major wound. But to his credit, like that's impressive that he somehow took that entire thing in stride. And here's Joe Biden who can barely fumble 5 words. Like they're saying the whole thing's over. I kind of get what they're doing. At this point, I really think Biden has any prayer of surviving this whole thing. I very much doubt it. Full health. Should have given it to Anubis, I guess, but that's my point. It's like,
Thank you.
Trump took that and kept going. Biden can't get through a single debate without sounding like he's lost his marbles. And I think at this point, if you're still trying to bank on Biden, you're either delusional or you're just simply lost any sense of propriety. I get that it's Biden as a person. He's just an old man who's way out of his depth. But I would never wish harm on the guy. I would wish him to be in a nursing home where he can get the proper medical care he needs, but I would never say that he should be shot. Now, there's people in his administration who should be in jail, absolutely. Bragg, Mayorkas, a couple of others. But Biden's just honestly, at this point, I feel bad for Biden. I feel like he's being used for other people's, political gain. And I can't help but wonder if some people are starting to wake up and realize maybe there is a problem here. Ooh, cool, got the food. Now, see, that's one of the best things about Newman. Look, his entire kit is like just wrecked Willie's day. We get it. Behind you. In front. That move is not as effective as I'd like, but I can make it work. Come here, Willie. I got a knee for you. And it's over. So yeah, as you can see, this game is amazing. Just super high-end brawling action. I love it. And now I get to choose another ability. Move specialist is always a good one. Increases your regeneration of your special abilities. Now, any move that updates or gives your special moves a bonus is always worth it. Because those will give you like almost non-stop super moves. Like this one right here, the adrenaline, is absolutely fantastic because you can regenerate your super moves near non-stop. For some characters, that is broken. Now, not for Anubis, because almost all his moves get him out of the way, so you have time to regenerate. I'd say boost up his special. But anyway, so yeah, we have a situation where a sitting president got shot at, and now the media is losing its marbles because they think there's going to be, oh, it's a fraud, oh, it's a hoax. It's like, you have no, it's like, do you not realize how dumb you sound right now? How absolutely insane you sound to the rest of the public. So now it's reached a point where, in many ways, this may be the end of that. And I think in a lot of ways, the reason it's going to be the end of the Democrats and Joe Biden and the media as a whole is that the media is facing what can only be described as a trust apocalypse. Like, they were already distrusted by one half or the other half of the nation outright already. Now, they are completely done. It is over. So, I'd say at this point, you're facing a trust apocalypse, and then you got groups like MSDNC going on there and saying, "Oh, but the reporters are the real victim." No, the reporters are the reason this happened because you lied for 8 years like a bunch of fucking retards. Now you're trying to cover your bases because everybody knows you're scum. And I make no bones. I used to hate Biden because I thought Biden was an incompetent imbecile. Now I just think he's a victim of being abused by his own family and misused. They're using him to keep themselves out of jail, basically. And we all know that Hunter's in trouble. We all know that there's probably plenty of links back to Biden. But at this point, all it is Biden's just an old man that's being led around as a dog and pony show to keep people distracted. But then you've got MSDNC, CNN, the reporters, JP, Karine KJP, Jen Psaki, all these other scumbags who spent years calling Trump Hitler. Now suddenly they're like, oh no, we never meant to do that. We didn't do anything. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Now you're going to pay for it. When he's elected, I want him to run a list of every single one you scum and have you sued like Alex Jones into oblivion and bankruptcy. Because that's what you deserve. If Alex Jones can be sued for billions because of his opinions on the Sandy Hook, you can too. But that's how this is going to have to end. There's got to be consequences for these people who are causing this insanity. Left or right, if you're going to push this madness forward, sooner or later someone's got to hold you to account. The left has been trying to do it to the right for years. Well, now, I say it's time that the right strike back. Don't have to like it, don't have to agree with it. I wouldn't blame you if you did. That's fine. But don't act like you aren't responsible, like you didn't have a part in this. No, you have every part in this. You are directly responsible. And you need to be held accountable for it. And that is the fact. But anyway, I'm going to pause it here. Enough rambling and ranting. But I definitely recommend, if you're a fan of beat 'em ups and if you're especially a fan of Double Dragon, definitely check out Gaiden. It is a fantastic reimagining of the series. You may not like the art style, I get it, the chibi, super deformed style can be a little off-putting. Though to be fair, it is closer to the original Nintendo and Super Nintendo style. Well, no, not Super Nintendo, but the Nintendo style than some of the later versions were. But it's still a fantastic game and plays excellent. Definitely worth checking it out. But yeah, I'll call it for now. But I'll be posting some more videos in a day or two. A sort of barrage of content I've been working on. But as I've said before, mostly doing this for me. Just some way to get my mind cleaned out from time to time. But if anybody's enjoying it, it's worth the effort, I guess. Anyway, I'll catch you later. This is Matt, the Solo Gamer, and I will see you guys next time. Out.